Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA Dialogues English. But in spite of all your planning, you never know which bullet is destined for you. You don't know which bullet is going to come, which bullet has your name written on it. You never know. And these brain dead, crazy zombies looking for 72 whores will keep on coming inside India. And Pakistan has an indefinite supply of crazy zombies. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, sad news, a day of reflection, a day of grief, a day of grieving. We have lost 3 brave hearts in Kashmir. Colonel Manpreet Singh, Major Ashish Donak and DSP Humayun Butt. Colonel Manpreet and Major Ashish were from 19th Battalion, the Rashtra Rifles, which is Sikh Light Infantry. I've had the honor and privilege of staying with this unit for a week while I was shooting for Patriot, and we had some great times. This is the iconic unit that had taken down Burhan Wani. And fantastic unit. Also, I'd like to say that the kind of work that J&K police does in Kashmir, it is outstanding, honestly. They work at a different level altogether, ladies and gentlemen. It's phenomenal, the kind of work that the J&K police does. It is phenomenal. My salutes to DSP Humayun Butt. Now, a lot of stuff going around in social media. We have our own homegrown Guderians and we have our own homegrown Rommels who, after playing for a few months, I think it's called Call of Duty or some other game of, soldiers killing each other, they assume that they know more about conflict than real soldiers. And I've been getting a lot of messages that, don't you think it was wrong? And don't you think they should have done this or done that? It's not like this. I don't want to respond to those people because, quite frankly, there is no point in responding to people who don't know. And I don't mean this as a point of disrespect. It's just that, it's like an ISRO scientist telling me how to launch Chandrayaan 3. I will never understand. I won't understand 0.001% of it. So why should you bother explaining it to me? Similarly, about military matters, I would not like to explain to those people who are saying that, no, they should have done this and they should have done that. I'll tell you. They received 19RR and J&K police, they received intelligence that there were terrorists in a certain area, which was quite high up, and there was a vertical face on one side. And for 8 hours at night, this team walked through dark, cold jungle for 8 hours non-stop. And then they reached the hideout where this firefight happened. And one colonel, one major of 19RR and DSP Humayun Butt of J&K police, they attained Veergati. And it's very easy for people to say, no, this they should have done, that they should have done. The problem is clear, ladies and gentlemen, right? And the issue is clear. Not so much the problem, but the issue is clear. This, in the armed forces or in the army, people gamble with money. I don't want to call it a gamble because technically it's not. It's very professional. It's well thought about. It's well thought through. But in spite of all your planning, you never know which bullet is destined for you. You don't know which bullet is going to come, which bullet has your name written on it. You never know. I have seen this in front of my eyes when I was in the army. I've heard so many cases. I've personally seen. You don't know what's coming for you, how much ever you plan. This is in the hand of God. And all you can do is plan well, which these officers did. They planned immaculately. But then these things happen. Difficult to explain, these things happen. Now, a lot of people are saying, why couldn't they just have fired a missile? We don't fire missiles inside our country. We don't do that. This is not the Pakistan army, where you go to a tribal area and then open up with 155 mm medium artillery or fly F-16s into tribal areas and drop bombs. We don't do that. We have never done it in Kashmir. We have never ever done it in Kashmir. There has been not one single instance in so many years of terrorism in Kashmir where we have used an attack helicopter, where we used a fighter jet, where we used heavy artillery, nothing. Which is why we lose so many good officers and men. And this This also proves, this particular incident of 19RR and J&K police, it also tells you something about the Indian Army. It tells you that Indian Army officers lead from the front, which is why the casualties which the Indian Army suffers are far, far more than any other army in the world. Indian Army officers make up less than 4% of the army in terms of numerical strength. They make up less than 4%. And yet, their casualty figures are more than 12%, which is a 300% jump. No other country, not the Americans, not the Russians, not the Chinese, not anybody in the world can claim that officers lead from the front in such a manner. The rank of a colonel. And a colonel is not a junior officer. A colonel is a senior officer. Officers leading from the front, this is the core of the Indian Army, which is why in the army, they never say attack. An officer will never tell his jawans to attack. He'll never say attack. He'll always say follow me. That is what the army ethos is about. Follow me. I will take the first bullet. As an officer, I might have facilities that are more than my soldiers. Of course, as an officer, I will have those privileges. I'll have those facilities. But remember, when the balloon goes up, when there is a problem, I will take the first bullet on my chest. That is the promise of every officer. And today, in memory of these three brave hearts, I would like to again tell you and recite in front of you the Chetput credo. The safety, honor and welfare of my country comes first, always and every time. The safety and the welfare of the men I command comes next. My own safety and welfare come last, always and every time. This is the Chetput credo, which is taught to every officer in the academy. We know it by heart. It is tattooed here in our mind, on our forehead, in our very souls. This is the code that we live and die by. My salutes to all the three brave hearts. And I again reiterate and I request the government of India, as a citizen, I can only request, and that is all. And I request that the problem is not in Kashmir. The problem is in Pakistan. And I think, and I genuinely think that the line of control has been quiet for a very long time. I think it is time for somebody in South Block to pick up the phone and call GOC 15 Corps, GOC 16 Corps, and GOC 14 Corps. Because the LC is also in 14 Corps, some parts of the LC near Kargil, they're also in 14 Corps, but largely 16 Corps and 15 Corps. I think it's time to say Happy Diwali to the Pakistanis. My condolences to, the family members. I don't know what to say to you. I'm at a loss for words, but very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. And somebody needs to pay a price. And that somebody, ladies and gentlemen, is across the line of control. Somebody there in Pakistan needs to pay a price. Probably somebody wearing a khaki uniform. I don't blame the terrorists, and I'm saying something which is controversial, but so be it. Who cares? Who cares? You keep on killing terrorists, it does not matter. Pakistan has got thousands upon thousands of madrasas, and these brain-dead, crazy zombies looking for 72 whores will keep on coming inside India. And Pakistan has an indefinite supply of crazy zombies. Unless you make the Pakistani army pay, unless you make the Pakistani Punjabi generals pay, nothing will change. You will keep losing excellent officers like these. You'll keep on losing excellent officers like this. You must make the Pakistani Punjabi generals pay. That is the bottom line. If you want peace in India, you must make the Pakistani Punjabi generals pay. And you know what I mean when I say pay. Friends, in another news, again from Pakistan, IFC, the International Finance Corporation, a commercial arm of the World Bank, has agreed to give Pakistan $1.5 billion. They're using the term invest because it's a commercial arm and it invests in various companies or in various schemes inside countries. And they have said $1.5 billion, it's no use. You're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. And above all, I think this entire country is a waste of time for everybody. Nothing is going to happen. The World Bank thinks that it'll invest $1.5 billion in Pakistan and something will change. You're just being naive, World Bank. You don't understand The Chinese invested 50 billion US dollars in Pakistan. 50 billion. That's B for Bravo. And Pakistan has nothing to show for it. What do you think your $1.5 billion will do to Pakistan? Nothing. It's just money routed through Pakistan to Dubai or to London. Nothing will happen. This is just wasted money. You're just wasting money. I won't waste that money if I was in the World Bank. I would request Mr. Ajay Banga to take a deep look inside and just tell the Pakistanis that you're a basket case, you're a lost case, nothing for you. And major fighting again breaking out at the Torkham border, which remains sealed. And the fighting is between the Afghan Taliban and TTP on one side and Pakistani forces on the other side. And a lot of people say that many villages of these tribal areas, earlier they were saying 5 villages. I don't know. They were saying 5 villages in Chitral, somebody is saying 8 villages in Chitral, somebody is saying 2 villages in Chitral. All kinds of different numbers are floating on Pakistani social media. So I don't know what the truth is, but nobody is saying that this has not happened. So apparently terrorists have come and they've captured part of Pakistan and they're saying that we'll have the Sharia here and all that. So the Pakistani army is scared of going there and they're saying we'll not go. There's a no-go area. I don't know why Pakistan is the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Why are they scared of the Sharia? Why are they scared? I mean, either you say that the TTP is wrong and what the TTP is doing is not Sharia. Then you have a discussion on that. But nobody from Pakistan is saying that. Pakistan wants a system by which they can claim to the world that they're Muslim. They can ask money from the Muslim countries, right? Take loans and arms and grants from Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia and UAE. Do all of that. For that, you have a screensaver, a Muslim identity, and in the evening go home with your friends and have whiskey in the evening. That is what the Pakistani elite do, which is why they are so scared of the TTP. What does the TTP aim? Their methods are wrong, and yes, the TTP is a terrorist organization, of course. I say that the TTP is a terror organization, it must be wiped out. But what is the aim of the TTP? Apart from land which they plan to take from Pakistan, what is their aim? They say that you should have Sharia in Pakistan. I don't understand why Pakistan is objecting to Sharia in Pakistan. Pakistan calls itself the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So why should Pakistan worry at all? They should welcome the Sharia in Pakistan. They should welcome the TTP because their ideologies align. The TTP may be terrorists, but they are not hypocrites. The Pakistanis are both terrorists and hypocrites. Therein lies the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the last news of the day, Zhao Sheng is the Chinese ambassador to the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, which is Zhao Sheng is now ambassador to the Taliban, Chinese ambassador. And with this, China has taken a massive, massive step. And this, I don't know what the nitty-gritties are. Maybe a diplomat can explain better. But for all practical purposes, I think China has recognized the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. And this is all because of the United States of America, their ham-handed approach in Afghanistan, their ham-handed approach with Russia in the Russia-Ukraine war. America should have played neutral. They should have bought both the sides on the negotiating table. They thought that this will be an excellent time to break Russia once again. And all those oldies, remnants of the Cold War, who are still there in the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. They thought it was the Cold War all over again and let's sort out the Russians. No, that's not happened. Zelensky has become a joke. He's not able to do anything. He's sacking general after general, minister after minister. It's not helping him. And the fact of the matter is that Russia will find its own way. They thought that they will destroy the Russian economy. They haven't been able to do that. Putin has managed that aspect very well. Russia's economy is stable today. In fact, Germany, they have gone into recession. UK is about to go into recession. So I don't know what the fuss is about here. Also, very important, ladies and gentlemen, is that, with China sending an ambassador, do you think there are more countries that will send ambassadors to Afghanistan? India already has an embassy there in Afghanistan, in Kabul. It has an embassy there. So who's next? I mean, since China is there, do you think Pakistan is also going to send an ambassador? Do you think Russia will send an ambassador? Do you think India will send an ambassador? What about the Istan countries, Central Asian republics? Do you think they'll send an ambassador? Do you think that by the end of this year or maybe next year, mid next year, or maybe by the end of 2024, there are going to be 25, 30 embassies active in Kabul once more? Think about it. Because what the Americans have done, by their sheer lack of vision of Joe Biden and before him, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was no bright star. Donald Trump and Joe Biden, both of them have messed up. And this entire policy of saying that, we'll, especially Joe Biden, we'll sort out Russia. No, you can't sort out Russia. What you have done is you have pushed Russia into a corner where Russia has found out or managed to find out another route. Now the Russians feel that they don't need the West. They're happy with the Chinese. And this Russian-Chinese bloc is going to become a huge headache for the Americans and the NATO as such. So, clearly America needs to come up with a brand new strategy if they have to survive this war or this oncoming Cold War or maybe even a hot war, who knows. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I come to the end of this video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.